Does your child act crazy whenever they're in an environment that they don't want to be in? Does your child try and get away from what they don't want? If so, watch the rest of this video. I'm Dr. Nate Noble, a developmental behavioral pediatrician and clinical geneticist. And I'm making these videos because I got a really long wait list. And if you're watching these videos, you're likely raising a child with behavioral difficulties or special health care needs. And I want to give you the opportunity to skip the line. In today's video, I'm talking about one of the most common functions of behavior. If you don't know what I mean by functions of behavior, I'm going to put a link up here. Go watch my other videos before you watch this one. As you recall, there are 3 reasons why children do most anything. 1 is escape. 2 is attention. And 3 is tangible, meaning they get something for their trouble. Today, we're talking about escape. Now listen, if you're watching this video, you're thinking, yep, I know this one. Every time my child has to put their seatbelt on, they run. Every time my child has to brush their teeth, they have a fit. Every time they have to sit at the dinner table, they go crazy. These are all escape-based functions. And if you don't know how to treat these behaviors, watch the rest of this video and I'm going to tell you. If there's any redeeming value to this video, please like and subscribe so that we can get this video into the hands of more people who need to hear this. Also, please put in the comments what you want to hear me talk about in other videos. I've got 3 board certifications and a lot of stuff that I can spend my time on, but I'm just drilling down on the things that I know most people want to know when they come to the clinic. Let's get started on escape. When your child is demonstrating an escape-based function, okay, you know that they're acting like a wild person because they're trying to get out of what they don't want. They're trying to escape. The first thing you have to do is ask yourself a simple question. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Is it worth it? Don't get mad, but it's a serious, listen, hey, this is a serious question. It's a serious question and we got to talk about it. Is it worth it? Okay, listen, I know that in your house, there's rules. We put our shoes in the cubby. We unpack our lunch every day and sit and have graham crackers. Okay, that's great in your home. But if your home was working so great, why are you watching this video? Okay, make a video and I'll watch it. Listen, the first question you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? I have seen so many people in my clinic who've waited 6, 12, 18 months to see me so that they can have a conversation with me about an escape-based function of behavior that I don't think is worth it. Dr. Noble, I can't get Johnny to practice the oboe. The oboe is a beautiful instrument, and I know that's difficult. But you know, maybe oboe's not the top of our list. Johnny punches his sister in the face. Maybe we could talk about that. Maybe leave the wind instruments for another video, okay? Is it worth it? Does your child need to be involved in 18 traveling soccer teams? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. But the likelihood that your child's going to be a professional athlete is very low. Okay? Yes, you can spend your weekends at a Holiday Inn drinking Trulies by the pool, talking to people that you don't like if you want to. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to make them practice the instrument they hate? Is it worth it to make them participate in the sport that they're really not that good at, surrounding yourself with people that you really don't like? Is it worth it? Once you've answered the question of is it worth it, now we're ready to get to work on the escape-based function. The next stop on the journey, after you've answered the question, is it worth it? Okay? The next question you have to ask yourself is, can I win? Listen to me. You want to know what these videos are about? My goal in making these videos is to help you on the other side of this screen, not just participate in parenting. I want you to win parenting. There's 2 kinds of parents. Okay, there's banana parents and there's trophy parents. Banana parents are the kind of people who train for a road race and they get an app and they run 14-minute miles and they run with their friends over the lunch hour and it's fantastic. And then they run a 5K and they get a t-shirt and a banana. That's wonderful. But there's another kind of runner. There's another kind of runner and they don't use an app. Oh no, they don't use an app because they've been running for 9 months. They've been running in a basement, dripping with sweat, listening to AC/DC videos, just running on the thing, and they're just like, it's like 4-minute miles, and they're drenched with sweat. It's like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. Like, that's what these people are. These people are not running to get a banana. These people are running to get a trophy. They're training to win. Listen, is it worth it? You got to ask that question yourself. I can't answer it for you. Second question, can I win? If you can't win, you got a bunch of people coming over tomorrow. The landlord's going to inspect the thing. You know, your house is up for sale. You got a new job you're starting tomorrow. Grandma and grandpa are sleeping on a hospital beds in the living room. Okay, maybe you don't have the bandwidth to fight to the death right now. Okay, maybe you can't win right now. And if that's the case, just drop it. I know. Listen to what I just told you. Listen to what I just told you. If it's worth it, okay, that's good. But if you can't win this battle, it's best that you just drop it for now. Why do I say that? Because if you try and fight a little bit, you know, kind of run 14-minute miles and get a banana and a little participation trophy and a t-shirt and a photo with your friends. If you just want to run life, run parenting like you run a 5K, fine. You know what? I lost my train of thought. I was making fun of... Once you've answered the question of is it worth it, you have to decide if you have what it takes to win. And if you don't have what it takes to win, don't fight. If you're in a situation where you're planning to fight because it's worth it and you know you can't win, your child is going to destroy you. And then what have you done? You've only reinforced the escape-based function. If it's worth it, okay, then you have to pay attention to this behavior and you're right and justified in being frustrated. But if you don't have what it takes to fight to win this right now, don't fight, because if you fight halfway, like a banana, like a participation trophy, and you don't fight to win, if you don't engage to win that trophy, if you're not ready to fight to the death, okay, theoretically, philosophically, metaphorically, okay, then don't fight at all, because if you can't bring the heat and go all the way to the end with this, your child will eat you alive. And what they'll learn and what will be reinforced is that all I got to do is act like a crazy person, and then I don't have to do what I don't want to do. It works sometimes. Is it worth it? Number two, do I have the ability to win this right now? If the answer to both of those questions are yes, continue on the journey to deal with an escape-based function by the third step in the process. And the third step is the choice. Yes! This is getting really exciting. This is the best video I've ever shot. Listen, you give them a choice. Here's what I mean. When you give a choice, okay, let's say, again, you've already answered the important questions, okay? Do you want to eat your dinner at the table? Or do you want to eat your dinner at the island? Do you want to eat your dinner at the island? Or do you want to eat your dinner at the little play table? Do you want to eat your dinner at the little play table? Or do you want to eat your dinner in your room? What is the commonality between all these choices? Child eats dinner. Child eats dinner. Is dinner worth it? Yes. Do you have what it takes to win? Yes. Then you give the choice. Do you want to do it this way to eat dinner? Or do you want to do it this way to eat dinner? And you're thinking, well, I've already done that, Noble. Just listen to me. Sometimes why decisions or choices don't work is because the choices you give are dumb choices. Listen, okay, this guy's guilty. I got 4 kids. I got a bunch of kids. I am guilty of giving him the option to choose between 2 things, one of which is really dumb. Do you want to stop acting like a baby, or should we leave the state fair? Those are 2 stupid choices. It cost me $40 to get my kids to the state fair, just to get them there after taking a bunch of trolleys and parking at the state capitol. And then you pay to get into the state fair, and then you get a bunch of those baked cashews and a bucket full of cookies, and you're not going to leave without seeing the livestock barn. And then your kid acts like a crazy person, and you make the threat, if you want to stop acting like a baby, or should we leave the state fair? Your kid's gotcha, because those are both stupid choices. I'm going to go with keep acting like baby. Why not? I'm going to go leave the state fair, because you and I both know you're not leaving the state fair. You're halfway through the most glorious bucket of cookies of your life. You're not leaving. So you've set yourself up to fail miserably because you gave dumb choices. Do you want to eat your dinner at the table, or do you want to eat your dinner at the island? Do you want to eat your dinner at the island, or do you want to eat it at the play table? Do you want to eat it at the play table, or do you want to eat it in your room? The one thing that we have in common with all these choices is that child eats dinner. Dinner happens at a certain time. Dinner is over. Dinner gets cleaned up. Whether or not they eat or not, that's maybe a subject of a different conversation, but you gave choices, and in both choices, you win. Right? You win, because what's the metric? The metric is eating dinner. The metric is brushing teeth. The metric is getting dressed. The metric is putting on a seat belt. Do you want to keep your hands to yourself, Or would you like me to sit next to you while you keep your hands to yourself? The metric is the key to this. What are you measuring? What is success? Did the child have the opportunity to eat dinner at a reasonable time? Did the child have the opportunity to keep their hands to themselves, or do I get to sit next to them while they keep their hands to themselves? Are they safe in a car while they're restrained with a seat belt? All these are really important, good metrics that you can win if you give the right choices. Once you give the choice, you're thinking, well, I've done that, and they just get really mad, and it's a huge fight. What did I tell you earlier in this video? Are we running to get a banana, or are we running to get a trophy? You think people running 4-minute miles care how you feel when they run past you? No, it's your fault that you chose to skip lunch at Panera and run in a 14-minute mile around a lake one time and call that training. That's your problem, right? I'm training you to win, okay? Who cares how your child feels about this? Now, listen, we want to be sensitive. We want to be loving. We want to be patient and kind and just and consistent and good, okay? We want to be all those things, but it's not my problem how you choose to react to your foolish decisions. Raise your hand on this video if you know what I'm talking about. How you choose to receive that and what you choose to do with it is up to you. Make your choice, child. The metric that I'm after is not, oh, and we had a great conversation, it was wonderful, and everyone loved each other. That's not the metric. The metric is safe in car, had opportunity to eat food, had the opportunity to keep hands to self and respect family. Those are the metrics. How your child receives the consequence of the choice is not your problem, because who wins no matter what choice they make? You do. Okay. Is it worth it? Do you have what it takes to win? Thirdly, give them the choice. And once they choose, you give them the consequence of their choice. What happens next? You give them the consequence of their choice. You let them have what they order off the menu of life. You let them push the button on the vending machine. And if they push the button for V8 juice, oh, that's an unfortunate choice, because it shouldn't be called a juice, because it's gross. Okay? But they pushed it. So you don't go and change the order to Sunkissed. Let them have juice. Let them have V8 juice. They deserve it. Okay? You let the child get what they order off the menu of life. Rinse and repeat. Well, I've done that, Noble. I've done that. You don't understand. I've read a bunch of parenting books. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I think you're fantastic. I just want you to understand that you're not saying anything that I haven't heard a million times. Listen to me, and I've said this in other videos. This is important, okay? You got to remember this. It's not about whether or not it works. People get this so mixed up. Well, I did that and it doesn't work. Again, I've said it. You think if it worked, what I'm telling you, you think that I'd be making videos in my basement on my cell phone? Probably not, right? If it works, you make the videos, I'll watch them. It's not about whether or not these things work. It's about whether or not they're saturated in reality. You make a choice. I give you the choices, but you get to choose. And the reality is, whatever choice you make, I win. I'm fine with it. Your teeth were brushed. Your seatbelt's on. Your hands are to yourself. Whether or not you're crying about it or whether or not you're happy about it, I'm indifferent, because that's not my metric. This is not about style. This is about outcome. And the outcome is what I want to teach you today. Okay? Is it worth it? Do you have what it takes? Give the choice. And the fourth thing is fight to the death in the metaphorical, philosophical sense, right? No one's harming anybody. No one's being crazy or dumb, okay? There's a disclaimer in these videos. Watch it if you don't know what I mean, okay? But what I mean is no retreat, no surrender. You do not retreat. You do not surrender, because you will not allow an individual with an escape-based function to escape if this battle is worth it, okay? And you have the bandwidth to fight it, and you've given reasonable and intelligent choices. It's a no retreat, no surrender model. Rinse and repeat. And I promise you, the next time you give a choice, okay? The next time you give them a choice, do you want to do this or you want to do this? Would you want to do this or you want to do this? They may make the same dumb choice, okay? That's not your problem. That's their problem, right? Your job as parents is to give them guardrails, to help them understand that life has rules and boundaries. And yes, your feelings are important. And yes, I want to honor and respect you, of course. But you also need to honor and respect other people. We're not raising children, we're raising adults. And they need to learn how to play the game of life. And I'm worried that kids are not learning that lesson. And the way you can teach it is to be as consistent as the day is long. No retreat, no surrender. I'm not overwhelmed by you. I'm not exasperated by you. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I got nowhere else to go. I got no personal or professional goals to fulfill. I believe in magic. Magic is what does the dishes. Magic is what makes the bed. Magic is what folds the laundry, because I am fully committed to dealing with you right now and relying on magic to do all the other stuff that I need to be doing. Okay? I got nowhere else to be, kid. It's you and me for as long as it takes. What do you choose? That, my friends, is the single best way on a macro scale to think about and approach children who are demonstrating an escape-based function. I sincerely hope this video is helpful, and I'm going to tell you why I'm making it. I'm making it because I know who you are, because I've seen you for 20 years in my clinic. I know the kind of situations you're up against. I know the phone calls that they're making to you at school. I can finish your sentences. Okay? And I want to give you the very best materials I have. I just want to give it away to you. But you got to help me by liking and subscribing so that other people can see this stuff, all right? This is free stuff, and I want you to benefit from it so that you can be the parent that you know you're meant to be. You're doing a good job. Thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos. I'll see you soon.